Hi, I'm Luba,
And I'm Yumiko.
and we are gathered. The purpose of our channel is to share our ideas and experiences as we sew.
So today we're starting with a new series, and it's called Fabric Spotlight, where we look at some of the fabrics we have in our stash and kind of project what we're going to do with them.
Yeah, and maybe share some ideas that we have about how we could envision them.
Mm-hmm.
So the first fabric that I have is this really gorgeous polyester crepe. It is pretty lightweight. It has a lot of really nice drape to it.
Nice weight.
It's like navy with orange giraffes. I don't know if you could see it. I'll do a close-up maybe at some point as well. I got this fabric at Britex. I spent a lot of time looking for a polyester crepe that was not see-through. I mean, it has some transparency to it. Like there's translucency, I guess. You could kind of see light through it. But overall, I consider this work appropriate with a single layer. Originally I wanted to make a poppy playsuit by Sew Over It because I love jumpsuits, and last summer I kind of went through this craze where I just browsed and browsed for jumpsuits, and I found the poppy playsuit, which I thought was the best one. But the summer has gone, and now I'm kind of in the mood. Yeah, I'm in the mood for something else, and I'm thinking that maybe I will make a Sew Over Eve dress. I think that the Sew Over Eve dress has a really beautiful wrap in the front, and the drape of this will just look so beautiful with that wrap. Let's see if I can get it to show. So I don't know if you could tell.
You wouldn't need to line it, would you?
No, I don't think so. Can you see that? That's what it probably like kind of looks like.
It has a little bit of gather in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I just think the giraffes are so fun. I love that. I love kind of combining the idea of something very feminine with a very quirky print. I don't like to be too like on theme with anything. So I like combining like very feminine patterns with kind of more modern.
Yeah, that would be much more playful.
Yeah. So that was my idea for this fabric. What about you?
So one of the ideas I have is for this cotton and steel fabric, I knew I wanted to make some kind of top out of it.
So this is the knit, right?
Yeah, this is a knit, cotton knit, lightweight. And because of the print, I was a little bit struggling. Like I guess I didn't want to make something too plain. I wanted something that had a little fullness to it. There's a Catherine Tilton Vogue pattern. It's a tunic, kind of A-line, quite long.
Looks like it has pockets.
It has pockets, yes, and some interesting seams kind of going throughout, like on the back, and then across the kind of like an empire position, which I always love because I feel like that makes me look taller or longer legged. But I thought this would be really nice because you would have kind of like what I did with the plaid, where you would have a place where it's very directional, very kind of static, and then it kind of flows outward towards the bottom.
Yeah, if you haven't seen our plaid and flannel video, I'll post a link in the description. Basically, just as a refresher, what Yumiko did was she used the lines of the plaid on the flannel to create kind of an A-line illusion up at top. And I think it would look almost better in this fabric, mostly because this one doesn't have like lines going both ways, right?
Oh, right.
It just has them going the one way, so there will absolutely be no confusion like you were afraid there was with the other one.
Right, there was a lot of shifting, with that. But yeah, so I think that would be a lot of fun and comfortable. So that's my first one.
All right.
What else do you have?
For my next one, I have this cotton twill with a print. I think I got it at Joann. It was labeled as denim. I like it because it is very soft and it's almost like legging material.
Yeah, it's lightweight. Very lightweight.
So lightweight. I am a little afraid that it will it will not have good recovery. But I think with this print, that might be okay. I think especially if I make it kind of skin tight, there'll be like some room to grow basically for it.
Okay.
There'll be like a range of ease where it'll still look okay. So I was thinking of making the ginger jeans again because I love the ginger jeans.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, I think this would definitely be more of like a legging type ginger jean than my other ones.
Would you put full pockets in it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that the kind of the look of the pockets, of the cotton pockets looking like peeking through is okay with me. I don't really mind. I think that this would be a very good summer make because they're so light, and so I bike to work, and I often change into spandex workout pants while I bike just because I need that like mobility. I think with this fabric I might not have to. I might just be able to wear it.
Oh yeah.
I also think it's very fun and springy.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's
colors.
That's my idea for this one. What's your second one?
So then I have this wool, which is, I don't know how you describe it. It's very lightweight, has a beautiful drape. And the first time I saw it, I thought that is like a perfect fabric for culottes or wide-legged pants, maybe cropped or full length. I really like having them in the fall, and actually because it's warm here, in the wintertime you can even wear the culottes and just wear some boots with it.
Oh yeah, maybe even some like tights.
Yeah, some tights. True, that's, might have to line it. I don't know, it's kind of drapey, so maybe not.
Yeah.
I have to line it. I'm really interested in doing the Megan Nielsen cropped pants. They have
pants?
one version with a tie, and the other one is more of a button closure. I probably do like a button closure, or even maybe, which I really love right now, is like a little belt with D-rings.
Ooh, yeah. So
You know,
would you
and
have belt loops for it?
Maybe not. I would just have like a long belt that went into the D-rings and then let it hang down. You know, like this little taper.
Yeah, I really like that look.
Yeah.
It's very like, oops, accidentally on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
it has more movement too.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because pants can be kind of stiff sometimes, and
Yeah.
like sometimes you want the eye to go there, but you need an element there, and there's very few opportunities for movement down there.
Yeah, yeah, it's like this little flap, this little air flap or something.
Yeah.
But that's my plan for that.
Okay. And I've saved my best for last. So I went to Stone Mountain and Daughter in Berkeley, and I was not looking for anything like this. This was definitely an impulse purchase of mine that I'm trying to figure out what to do with now, because I like this fabric so much that I'm afraid to cut into it. It is like a polyester satin brocade. It has these little bees on top.
That's really beautiful.
And it has like a very cool backside, so I'm wondering maybe like if there could be like a collar with like that. Yeah, I was thinking maybe using both because I really like both sides of it. I think the bees, I don't know, I have this thing about like insects or insect prints. I think ladybugs, dragonflies, not so much butterflies, definitely bees and dragonflies. I can't walk past that. So
what are you thinking?
So for this fabric, it doesn't have a lot of drape and no stretch. I was thinking of making the Kay Unger designer for Vogue patterns. It's Vogue 1537. It's basically, it's a dress and like a dress coat over it. I think I have 3 yards of this, so I'm not sure if I could fit all of that into into 3 yards.
Oh, a dress and a coat?
Yeah, a dress and a coat.
Yeah, the coat probably would do it, right?
Yeah, the coat would do it, but I think maybe I'll just make the coat and make the dress in like a black satin.
Oh yeah.
Because the dress is really like nice, but it's not as important. The coat, I think, is the star of the show, and I would wear it to like a wedding or something.
How long would it be? Like
it would just be
to your knee, or
so I was thinking
3/4 kind of length.
Yeah, I would think that it would be the same length as the dress, and the dress would be just above the knee.
Okay.
That's like really as high as I'm usually willing to go. I don't really like anything too far higher than the knee, mostly because I don't know. I feel like I lean over a lot. I don't know why. Like I like the ability to pick things up off the floor. Maybe I'm just dropping things a lot. I don't know. But that's what I plan to do with this one.
And then would you line it?
It's a good question. Probably have to.
But you could do like a flat felled seam or French or Hong Kong type thing.
Yeah.
And then you'd be able to show off the
Yeah, I think
other
maybe that's a
side.
good idea. Maybe I should do that. I mean, obviously this coat is not for warmth. Obviously this is just a dress coat. And I was thinking of maybe if we have any kind of weddings coming up in the summer, this will be really nice to show off in.
Oh yeah, that'd be beautiful. So I have a lot of leftover pieces from different projects, and I noticed there's a kind of a similar quality
You
to
have a
them.
trend going in your stash right now.
I'm stuck on this kind of dotted thing.
Do you want to lift it so people?
Yeah, and I thought, well, I saw them side by side, and I thought, oh, those would be really interesting together. And I thought, it actually works because they're very neutral, and if I use white and I use tan and somehow try to integrate them together, I might even add another fabric, but I thought it'd be really interesting to kind of mix them. I knew I had to use a pattern that had a lot of seam lines, and so what I found was a dress, and a mock wrap skirt dress, and it has a lot of seams, even kind of a wide waistband, also kind of a wide yoke.
So you would block off the sections?
Yeah, I'd block off the
different
sections.
Okay.
So I might even like draw it up and then sketch it out, or even
you
do
have to see
something
the balance,
in Photoshop,
right? Yeah.
like photograph it, because I think it's going to be really important to figure out what goes where.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't want like a black to be too high up because you want it to be grounded
Probably.
Yeah.
And then, the light colors, maybe I don't want them across my tummy, because it'll
true.
make it more
Yeah.
forward.
Light
things
colors
like
tend to
that.
expand.
Right. Yeah, so it would play with that, and then I could also understand whether or not I have enough fabric here, because these are remnants.
Yeah.
And so what I would have to get to fill in the
I feel
space.
like remnants is very generous. They're scraps, right?
They're kind of scraps, yeah. But I think I could make it work. If anything, I can even find just like solid color black and tan.
Yeah.
I think it would be
Fill
a
in the
fun
gaps,
dress.
yeah.
Because it's very modern and clean, but then you'd have these really interesting patterns. It's like a modern patchwork in a sense.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that sounds really interesting. Are you gonna? So that's with a zip, or
Yeah, I think there's a zip.
are you
in the
going
back.
Are you going to venture into a invisible zip?
Yes, I'm gonna try that for the first time. I just got a local store had a discount on the Bernina zip, invisible zip foot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that.
The Bernina ones are special.
Yeah, they are. And so I will try that on this first one. I think I'm excited about that.
I'm excited for you.
But what would be interesting too is this would be a good opportunity to use a contrast zip.
Oh,
That's a little bit
true.
more like bold, like big teeth.
Yeah, well, like a loud gold.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And that could be very interesting.
Yeah, I don't
So
think like a
I'll check that
neon green would work that well.
No, yeah, something metal.
So yeah,
like a
something
big metal teeth
Yeah.
zipper,
Yeah.
And then you'd wear it with boots or something.
It would be very Kate Spade.
Yeah, it'd be fun. So that's what I have.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So in conclusion, we are really excited to get started on some of these. We probably won't get around to all of them right away, but it's kind of, we're trying to figure out ways to work through our stashes because I have a lot of fabrics in my stash.
Yeah.
And I'm not the kind of person, like I was so good when like a few years ago I started kind of collecting fabrics. I was like, no, I have to just really like make everything that's in my stash, and now I have a whole closet full of stuff.
But sometimes you have to wait and
Yeah.
let the inspiration come, right? Because
Yeah.
like you said with the first fabric, the giraffe fabric, you know, it just didn't seem right anymore, what you had planned.
Yeah.
And
And I thought it
your
was so
mood
perfect for
changed.
the original project. And
Mhm.
then by the time I got around to it, I was like, oh, no, the constellations have moved.
Yeah, but I think it's true, right? Like, often you have to wait for the right thing to come along.
It's hard to make something without an inspiration, and
Mhm.
you really need that inspiration to like get you through kind of the difficult parts of the pattern, or something, you know, there'll always be some part of the pattern that you're like, ugh, that. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, like buttonholes, or, ugh, welt pockets.
Yeah, definitely. Or maybe the pattern wasn't quite right for your body type.
Oh, it's
you know,
true,
and
yeah,
no
or
matter
that.
what you do.
Yeah, you just can't
and-
fix it.
Yeah, you just need to move on to something else.
True.
Yeah, so that happens. So don't feel so bad about having a stash, right?
Yeah, exactly. How big is your
It's part of the
stash?
process. My stash is pretty big, you know. I mean, lately, I think I've been buying a lot more fabrics in anticipation of different projects, and but I do work through it, you know. After a few years, I pick up a fabric again, and I'll do something with it. But I like the idea of using all these remnants because I do really feel like, yeah, I just can't throw that away. And there's something I can do with that. And I think it kind of creates this really great problem, you know, design problem. Like,
Yeah,
how do I make
like a
this
challenge,
work?
yeah.
And like you might have a whole bunch of bright fabrics, and I've done this many times. I think, oh, maybe I could do something out of all these bright fabrics. And I realize, oh, there's too much going on.
True,
But,
true.
you know, you go, oh, well then how do I deal with that? I could reduce the color, but they have a variety of textures that are more neutral. And then you have a whole different thing going on there.
I also don't
so.
know if you ever find this, but like sometimes I'll end up buying things, either ready-made clothes or fabrics, and they all kind of have something in common.
Yeah.
And like you end up with like a whole stash of things that are very similar in some one way.
I think we all do that.
Yeah. There was the other day I came into work and like everything on me was pink for like through no intention. Like I had this red shirt. I had a pink like sweater over it. I had my pink backpack. and then I was grabbing like a pink soda of some kind. And someone was like, wow, you just subconsciously are gravitating to this color today. And I think that like definitely my stash feels that way too sometimes, where it's like everything is somehow has like something in common. It's common thread.
Yeah, whether it's a pattern or whether it's a color
Or texture, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
definitely.
great to like utilize that because, you know,
Yeah.
our stash is really a manifestation of our personalities and our preferences and our aesthetics.
It is. So there's a lot of ways you can work with that, I think.
Thanks so much for watching our video, and be sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you like this video. Also, if you have anything cool in your stash and you post it to Instagram, be sure to tag us. We're at GatheredETC. We would love to know what you have and what you're thinking of making with it. 1, 2, 3. Happy sewing!
Happy sewing!
Oh my god. Come on. Sorry. I'm not gonna cut this. You think I'm gonna glitch?
We were going good there.